Welcome back to episode 24 of the Sandyton build series. Today we're going to take a look at the Stone Smeltery. This is basically where your colony is going to melt cobblestone into stone, make stone bricks, cracked stone bricks. They'll make clay balls into clay, that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into this build and we'll show you how we built this one and decorated the interior. And then we'll move on to the requirements, which this one has. But let's go ahead and get started on that build. And I hope you enjoyed that short build video. Let's go ahead and do a little walkthrough here, though you just watched it. I did remember to build the back side of the building this time. And, you know, one thing to remember when you're doing these buildings that actually have one block, even though this is just a panel, you know, our chimney is actually one block outside of my template. So I just have to make sure that I fill these in with these placeholder blocks. And just a quick review for those of you that may not have been around whenever I talked about that. These blocks basically tell the builder to leave anything in this space alone. It'll force these blocks here, but it will tell it to leave these blocks alone. So if I have sand here and I'm building this schematic in the game, this sand will be left alone. It'll remain sand. It's not going to be converted over to this weird placeholder block, right? The other thing is if, let's say we have a road back here, and this is all sand, right? We have sand here, and this is our road. We'll just pretend that the road has some sort of decoration. If I were to, at a lower level, place a barrel and azalea here, because that's what I'm using for this pack, these placeholder blocks will leave this barrel and these leaves intact. So that's the purpose of the placeholder block. The other block, just for review, this solid placeholder block will force either dirt, sand, it just depends on what you set it to place or what biome you're in. It will default to the biome default, which in the desert would be sand, and it will place sand anywhere that this block exists. If it is being placed in the air, it will actually place a block of sandstone below it. It'll only do that for air where the sand would fall down, so it's pretty smart. It checks to make sure gravity isn't going to completely screw your schematic up when it goes to be built by the builder. We've got our same roof style, just moving on here. We've got our building front, we've got an awning, we've got our little plaque here that tells you, the player, that this is the Stone Smelter. So let's head inside. We've got some little drawers here that are useful for storing things in. Maybe somebody needs to come in, buy some coal, so they take that out, or they want some clay blocks or clay bricks, whatever. And most of this is, of course, just decoration. We've got a little pile of bricks here for anyone that wants some specialty red bricks instead of our sandstone bricks or our sand bricks here. We've got our smooth sandstone floor, just like otherwise. We've got tons of storage with these racks. We've got, 2, 4, 6, 8 in total, which is kind of overkill, possibly, I don't know, but, you know, hopefully it'll be useful, and if not, well, it just kind of looks like countertop storage anyway. I'm sure you watched me place our hut block. I wanted to ensure that the block face that had the wood texture was facing out. Like this is our little wood pile over here that we're feeding our fire with. So, and that's all that's supposed to be. As far as our furnace itself here, we have 5 furnaces, and the stone smelter requires 1 furnace per level. So at level 5 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 furnaces, which means that requirement is met. And you'll see in a second when I jump over to the leveling, we're going to lose a furnace per level. We'll lose some racks per level. We'll lose some little bit of decoration here and there per level. And you'll see that. I'll show that to you in just a moment here. But yeah. Actually, let's just go ahead and jump over. I don't know that there's much of anything else to show you. Oh, I know what I wanted to mention though. So I don't know if this is actually a pathing trap for the colonists. I don't know if they'll be able to shoot that gap or not, but chances are they'll just jump up here anyway. They might hang out up here, hang out on top of this countertop, so It's okay, we've left them space to simply jump over to the hut block and the furnaces because they will actively interact with these things, or at least they're animated to look like they are interacting with them. But let's go ahead and jump over. We'll talk about the leveling breakdown, and then we'll wrap this up. Alright, here we are. We're back over here at our level 5 Stone Smelter. You can see that I've got everything set up here so that it is ready to be copied, pasted, and otherwise built in game without overlapping things. Just a little preview here. We've got the crusher and the sifter coming up next, and you can see that I have switched up the storefront look quite a bit because our first 3 here are rather blocky, and when we wrap this up I'll give you a little preview of how these guys are going together. So you can see, changed up the back decoration, changed up the roof. There's really nothing that we're doing here that is going to be out of the norm for what you've kind of already seen. Racks are gone, and in place are fake cabinets. Let's see, yep, there's our missing furnace for level 4, so we only have 4 furnaces to work with. Let's go ahead and move on down to level 3. You can see that I'm following the same pattern, and that's okay. You know, everything doesn't have to be unique because there's going to be enough going on that it's okay if we follow the same patterns as we build our colony up. You can see here I took away that 4th furnace that was there, so now we just have the 3 along the front, and the pile of bricks has changed. And we lost a shelf. Well, we lost the 2 upper shelves. Or rather, we haven't built the 2 upper shelves yet, because that won't happen until level 4. Level 2, we get more block replacement. Oh, we're having shader problems here. Let's just swap that back over again real quick. There we go. So, we lose more storage, and I was rather aggressive with the storage loss at the earlier levels. Or rather, you gain more storage as you level up, and kind of aggressively. We're down to 2 furnaces. We've got a different look there in the middle, but overall, our interior's mostly the same. We still have a shelf, a couple shelves, little table there. And then down here at level 1, we get more basic, and that's about it. I think we have, yep, 1 rack. We have 1 furnace. Our furnace got smaller overall. Our chimney and furnace setup there got smaller. We still have our stack of firewood. There's otherwise nothing else in here. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the leveling. I will get to work this week on breaking these guys down into levels, and then we'll have those videos ready for you next weekend. Thank you all for joining me today. You can see I've got our little shopping district set up so far, just so we can see how these buildings are going to go together. Maybe in the meantime I will build a little bit of a road, maybe a template for the roads. We'll see how that turns out, so that I can set some buildings up on the other side, and we'll just watch this grow as we build on. But as always, leave any questions or comments down below. If you've got any ideas for Sandyton, make sure you leave those down below too. Ultimately, I'm doing all of this for you to enjoy. I'll play with it a little bit myself, but honestly, I don't get to play survival all that much. So don't be afraid to comment down below. Always look forward to hearing from y'all. But thank you for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.